Welcome to Section 420, Talkin Yankees, the podcast. Well, the Yankee season may be over, kind of, sort of. I'm sure you heard now the bad news with Aaron Judge. Turns out the toe is worse than we thought. Torn ligament in the toe, so he's still out for an indefinite period of time. We don't know when he get him back, and what shape he's going to be in. Of course, if you're looking for Judge to be the Judge of last season, hitting 62 home runs, which he probably was going to do anyway, he's not going to be able to do this on this hurt toe like this. So, but I want to kind of push that to the end of the episode because obviously everyone's kind of throwing their 2 cents in with that, but I'll give you my thoughts on that towards the end. But of course, the topic at hand right now is the Yankees finish off Texas Rangers. Had a pretty successful overall, if you want to say, just with all the stuff that's going around, some dark clouds in Yankee land, just with some of the players underperforming and Hal's kind of clueless comments about I don't know why people are upset and booing my players. They're all great. They're good hitters, all that stuff. And I kind of went into that in a previous episode. But the Yankees, you got to say, look, turned out a pretty good homestand. Take 4 out of 6 against Seattle and Texas. And again, this is a pretty good Texas team. They're first place in the West. Ahead of Houston by 6 games, and the Yankees took 2 out of 3. So, hey, despite not having Judge, that is a feather in cap, but long term, this toe issue might be, a little too early to say, but could be a nail in the coffin for the Yankee season. Just where the other players haven't been performing, but did finally step up in the third game. And I'll say that third game probably might be the second most important game of the year. You may recall that the Yankees had a real I'll say crap moment. Could use the S word, but let's just keep it clean. Oh, crap. That was the game when Judge was hurt the first time and Beta wasn't back yet. And they had that game where Domingo Germán was throwing a 2-hitter into the 9th inning. Boone pulls him out, and the sucky version of Clay Holmes goes in, blows the game. Yankees lose 3-2. And that's when, Cashman had to come out the first time and calm everybody down and get off the ledge. And then from there, of course, Beta came back the second game. The Yankees won the second game. They ended up winning the next 2. And again, that was, for me, early on, I mentioned this previously, that was a moment that the Yankees would save the season at that point. Well, this third game against Texas was pretty similar to that. You lose the first game from, again, a lack of offense. You win the second game 1-0, where, okay, great, you win the game and you're happy for Luis Severino, but again, it's still the same problem. You're not scoring any runs. But finally, that third game, again, the Yankees are losing 3-2 into the 8th inning and probably have one of the more important innings up to this point of the season to salvage that final game and win that series. And again, it was kind of a must-win for the Yankees just with everything that's going on lately, and plus just the fact that just a day before that, you get this terrible news about Judge's toe. And it was a really big win for the Yankees. For the Yankees to lose that game and then have to go, take a long trip out to the West Coast, and you're off Monday, and the fans are stewing, the media's stewing. It would have just been heavy on the team there. So, first game, poor Clark Schmidt just gets no run support, and that was the same in this game. I held Texas within 2 runs there. So again, pitched a good game, deserved the win, but yet again, the Yankees just don't score any runs for Schmidt. But the Yankees were able to at least tie the score at 2 apiece in the 8th inning. Higgy there with a sacrifice fly, nothing exciting. But unfortunately, in the 10th inning, with the ghost runner on and the reliable Michael King in there, unfortunately, gives up a 2-run home run to Adolis Garcia. And of course, with the ghost runner on, it's a 2-run home run, and the Yankees dropped the first game 4-2. And again, just from the fact that Yankees just got blasted 11-2 the night before, and you have all this negativity about the team, you see the fan base starting to groan again, starting to moan again. And this took us to the second game where Luis Severino, now I remember his last outing last week in Boston, he probably should have won the game. Again, he pitched good enough to win the game, but again, the Yankee offense gave him nothing, had to take a loss. Well, in this game, he's like, all right, I'm just going to have to do it myself. Gives the Yankees 6 strong innings, 4 strikeouts, only 2 walks. Yankees get 1 run early thanks to Billy McKinney and having a good run for the Yankees so far right now. Let's hopefully can keep it up with a solo home run, and that was good enough for the Yankees. The Yankee bullpen, the one good thing you count on this Yankee team is the bullpen, and you got basically all the guys you would like. Canely, Peralta, Holmes, and use Marinaccio to close it off. Again, I'm not a fan of that, but whatever. It's been working so far. But Clay Holmes has been great lately, so if Boone wants to make him a de facto closer for now until he blows it again, I don't know why he doesn't do that, but nevertheless, it has this kind of 9th inning by committee has been working for the Yankees. So, hey, fine. If they're winning ball games, I guess leave it alone. And the Yankees are able to squeak out a 1-0 win there. But again, you're still upset that the offense is still doing nothing, which then brings us to the final game, Garrett Cole versus Nathan Eovaldi, the former Yankee. And except for maybe 1 or 2 games, I mean, Eovaldi's owned the Yankees lately, whether it's been with Texas. In Texas, he pretty much shut the Yankees down. And with Boston, we've seen numerous performances of him shut the Yankees down. And he pretty much kept the Yankees at bay here. Now Cole wasn't as sharp as he was in his previous start against Seattle. put the Yankees in 3-0 hold. But then DJ LeMahieu, someone who really needs to show a sign of life, actually able to knock in 2 with an RBI double there, brings in 2 runs, at least closes the gap 3-2. But it was really the 8th inning where the Yankees really took this game, and not that they took the game, but it was just good the way they did it. You have Volpe leading off with a double. Trevino gets on with an infield hit there. Now they pinch run Cabrera for the slower Trevino there, so you have 2 runners on, and then you have Harrison Bader, who, since he's been back, okay, you're happy he's back, but he really hasn't contributed yet. Well, gets a big double, brings 2 runners in, the 2 speeds, so 2 young guys come in and they're able to flip the score from a 3-2 deficit to now a 4-3 lead for the Yankees. And then Giancarlo Stanton, someone else who needs to show up after they intentionally walk Rizzo. He able to smoke a ball, brings in Beta there, and the Yankees take a little bit more of a comfortable 5-3 lead, and that will be your final score of the game, using Michael King, who doesn't give up a home run this time, to close it out. And again, the Yankees with a very satisfying big win there. Again, clutch hitting there in the 8th inning by some guys that you need to step up. Again, I don't think Beta just came back this week, so you're not really looking at him too much, but good to see Stanton finally get a big hit, and hopefully he could get going. Because, again, with no Judge around, Stan has to be the big bopper there, and he hasn't been that. He's been looked like an absolute stiff, and we've seen this from Stan before, where he looks just completely useless and strikes out, and just, that shouldn't be the case with him. I mean, he should be better than this if he's healthy, but nevertheless, Yankees come away with the win there. But now, a little interesting, before the game, Boone was late to his pregame press conference. Supposedly there was a little beef between him and Donaldson. Now, he sat Donaldson the previous game, and he wasn't in the starting lineup this game, and I guess Donaldson was getting upset about his playing time at third base, and it's like, hey, look, if I can't get normal playing time, how can I get my swing going? Well, they've been putting you in there, and okay, he's been hitting some home runs, but other than that, hasn't been that impressive. And of course, you saw him make that bonehead play against Seattle in the game the Yankees got creamed, so you don't blame Boone for sitting for a couple of games, but supposedly him and Boone ironed it out. We'll see where that goes, but with all the negativity around the news now of Judge's toe injury and then the fans getting on Donaldson there, you figured maybe it was a situation where they called Donaldson into the room to tell him they're going to cut him like they did with Hicks. Well, that might be coming around the corner. I think they're still going to give Donaldson a little bit more of a leash there, and they're still on the hook for a lot of money with him there, and I just don't think they're still going to, go to that length just yet there, but at some point that might be the case with Donaldson. So Yankees overall, like I said, it's a good homestand, but you're not too happy because now you got this news about Judge. And I don't know why the Yankees do this. They had the situation with Mariano a couple of years ago where they shut him down for a while. They didn't tell you what the injury was, didn't tell you what it was, and then finally they tell you it was like a rotator cuff. Like, the Yankees do this for that. They like to keep these injuries secret for a couple of weeks, and it comes out anyway. I don't know why. Just admit it what it is. It's the same thing with Severino. It's just kind of bizarre the way they manage these injuries. Same thing with Nestor. Like, they always want to be hush-hush about it. So I guess Judge was the one who finally spilled the beans, said he has a torn ligament in the toe. And since it's kind of a bizarre thing that no one else really has, and not really sure how to handle it. So, he's doing these red blood platelet injection shots and, I guess, walking in a treadmill under a pool and all these things. And they're saying it's getting a little bit better. And they're saying hopefully maybe he could do some light running and stuff by the end of this week. So you're still looking for him maybe a couple weeks away. But even if he comes back, you just don't get the sense he's going to be 100%. And if he's not 100%, this team is toast. Forget about it. Because they're already 9.5 games back. I think there's a good shot either way. They could be one of the wild card teams. But if he's not Judge, you just see what these rest of the guys, great, they scored 5 runs today. Wowee, what a crazy concept. You just don't get any sense that they're going to be able to do that consistently. So I don't know. It's just we'll see what happens here with Judge. But again, you can't be too optimistic about this right now. Just, even if he comes back, I don't know if he's going to be fully healthy. And without a fully healthy Judge, the rest of these guys aren't showing you that they could, pick up the slack. You don't need Judge to hit 62 home runs, but you need the other guys to do their job where it makes up for him not being as good, So let's say he just ends up in the season with 35, 40 home runs. That's okay if the other guys are doing their job, but Stan's not doing his job. DJ LeMahieu have gone over that. Okay, wow, we got the RBI doubles, so a couple of runs. He hasn't been doing his job. Rizzo's cooled off ever since he had that collision at first base there. Gleyber Torres, again, his head's in the cloud, had another base running gaff. His head's not in there, so you can't be too confident in these other guys right now, so you're kind of worried. You like the fire plug Beta, so, and he did it today. When he's in there, good things happen, hopefully get him rolling along there. But the Judge thing, that could be a big blow, so we'll just have to wait and see. So Yankees have what you would call on paper a good homestand, but you got the bad news with Judge, so you really can't be too optimistic about it, so see where it goes. So from here, get a day off, fly out to Oakland. The team's is awful there, so should be at least a little soft spot for the Yankees to collect some wins there, try to get back a little, climb up the AL East ladder a little bit, that they're behind Baltimore and Tampa. And Tampa, after starting a little bit, they kind of got their act together. And, again, the first team to win 50 games this season. Doesn't look like they're slowing down, so the Yankees are going to have to figure something out. Going to have to get Judge back and, get this offense, rest of the offense going if they want to compete. Now, on the other front, we got Rodon, had another rehab start, went 4 innings there, so he keeps working his way back, so that should help things. But, again, we'll have to wait and see with Judge. And, I think Judge, if he's in a little pain, he'll go for, I think he'll play with the pain. So they're just going to have to find a way to get through this, whether it's going to be pain management, injections, we'll have to see. So the Yankees going to Oakland. Should be a little bit comfortable for them to pad some wins for themselves there, just work their way up in there, and then just hopefully maybe Judge, maybe just get some good news, and maybe this is something he could play through. Because if not, the season's over.